Hello, my name is Melissa Street, and I will be I'm videoing Subitizing for Foundations of Math. So what is Subitizing and why should we teach it? Subitizing is the ability to see things quickly and suddenly and know the amount or the quantity of what you see. For instance, if I were to look at this random pips, these are the dots that that are on dice. They're called pips. If I were to look at this, I automatically know that's 4. If your kids are playing games with dice, if they roll this, they're going to know that's 5. 1, 6. So it's the ability to be able to just quickly know what it is that the quantity that you see. So for instance, there are 2 types of subitizing. There's perceptual and there's conceptual. Perceptual subitizing is what I just showed you. It's where you see something very quickly and you know, you just see one pattern of dots and you can look at it and you know what it is. 4, 3, 2, 4, 5. Conceptual is where you see 2 different pattern types. For instance, it could be different colored pips, it could be 2 or just different quantities, and quickly, mentally put those together to see. For instance, I want to show you, I want to show you this. So here I have, I see 5, and then I see 2 more, so I know that that is 7. We also can have our students and ourselves, we can rearrange this to even look like in a different pattern. So here I see 5, 6, 7. Okay. We can also use dominoes to help us with this. So for instance, I have these colored dominoes. There's 2 pattern pips, if you will. I have 4 and 2, and so I know that's 4, 5, 6. 4, 3 and 6, 9. Okay, so it's good that we can look at the different quantities and combine them together mentally. That's also going to help us prepare for work in the base 10 system to be able to see that with subitizing. So next we're going to go through some slides, and I'm going to give you a signal. For instance, I will say, okay, class, when I show you the signal, I want you to either say what you see, show me what you see, and I'm going to show you some different strategies that you can do this with your kids. So when we see this slide, we are, what I want you to do after I snap my fingers, that's my signal, I want you to say out loud corally what you see. 3. Which I gave you a lot of time, and you got to see that for a long time. So for this slide, we're going to try something a little bit different. I want you to perceptually subitize what you see, which you already have. Then I want you to write the response after the signal. So students might have a whiteboard and they write 5, or write 5 on the board to show what they know. That's also this, when they're writing it, that's connecting what Sharon Griffin talks about is with being able to show the quantity, the counting the numbers, and then the symbols. And writing the number is actually the symbol piece of subitizing. So for this slide, there we go. We are going to, which is subitize what you see, and then, perceptually subitize what you see, and then I want you to represent the number with bunny ear fingers. So we can see that that's 3, but there's 2 red and 1 black. So we would have our kids do this. 2 and 1 make 3. This also helps with decomposing and composing 3 later on in as you work with numbers and adding and subtracting. For this slide, let's perceptually what you see. Then I want you to write the number that is 2 more after I give you the signal. So we would attach the symbol to what we've done is we see the quantity. We know that's 5. We've counted 6, 7, and then we're using the symbol to write the number 7. So this is a mental representation of a number line, if you will, but we haven't put out a number line yet. But it also just gives us flexibility to think about how we are adding our numbers. For this slide, you can perceptually or perhaps conceptually subitize this number. And you know, normally we see this number a lot like this, but we've turned it around. We did the hokey pokey. We turned the pips around. So we see 4 and 1, or we could say 5. But this is just requiring a different decomposition of 5 by recreating the pattern with different representation. So if your kids, for instance, have the pips, the different colored pips, oh, there we go. So if I took these away, so I have 5 here, okay? What's another way to make 5? So I could turn this one over and this one over. So I have 3 and 2, 3 and 2. I have 4 and 1, or 1 and 4. Just showing, using different colors to show the different ways that you can make that number, the different forms of a number, if you can see how that helps build with that. I don't know that you can see that much anymore. I think I scooted it too far back. It's okay. We're gonna work through it. So on this one, we are going to write the number that represents how far away this quantity is from 5. Let's see if I can get it. Well, what we see here, there's 3 pips. So how far away is this number from 5? No. Okay, so we have 3. How far away is that from 5? So we could show this by adding pips to it. That's going to make me crazy. Anyway, so we can do it by adding 2 pips to say 5, or we could say, okay, we've got 3, count on, 5, 3 and 2. And this is very important for addition and subtraction strategies. Again, when you get into those problem types where you're looking at what's your situational type? What are you really looking for when you're doing the addition and subtraction problems? And building and subitizing with this conceptual is really help laying the foundation, the firm foundation, the rock of being able to do that with your numbers. So now we're going to try looking at subitizing with the tens frame. So for instance, I can see this. I know that's 5 and 1 is 6. So I'm 4 away from 10. Okay. Again, I have some tens frames here. So with this one, I can see I have 5 pips. So I'm 5 away from 10. Also, this strategy can also help us when we do get into our addition and subtraction types, where we can say, okay, I have 5 and 2. If I count on, that's going to be 7. So again, subitizing, being able to perceptually see quickly, or even conceptually, where you see like I see 5 on the top and 5 and 1, that's 6, and then being able to give that's the quantity, counting on, and then actually a symbol to represent what it is you see with your addition and subtraction. And subitizing, like I said, is like the firm foundation of knowing that. So at your tables, I want you to just talk, and I'm going to come around and listen. That will help me see how well I did with this. What is subitizing? What is the difference in perceptual and conceptual subitizing? What factors influence the difficulty level for students in subitizing? So we can start out with just 2, and we can take it to the tens frame. But it's a process, and you want to be sure and build the firm foundation as you go. What are the implications for your teaching? How can you incorporate this session into your daily classroom? I know Tools for NC Teachers has some great subitizing drills every day. It doesn't have to be forever long, but just doing some of the drills like we went through today to practice those skills. And what are some strategies that you can use to promote subitizing? I know I use a lot of Twitter. I use my good friend Carrie Franklin, and she tries all these different crazy things with me and posts it on Twitter. And it also helps build teacher buy-in, which in turn builds teacher efficacy, which we know with John Hattie is a major, has a great effect size for student achievement. So that's something that I've done, but I would love to know what you can do in your schools to promote subitizing, and how that is just such a firm foundation with knowing quantity and just a piece of the foundations of math.